Hi everybody, welcome back to Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to learn the hardpoint rotations for the new map that's just dropped, Diesel. And this is a drill that you can run to learn the hardpoint rotations. In the description below the video you'll see a list of the hardpoint rotations for Diesel, and you'll also find a link to a Google document that has the hardpoint rotations of all of the maps that I've done so far. And within that list you'll find links in the small lists in the grid to full pages where you can see all the hardpoint rotations named in nice big writing. So if you're like me, you need to wear glasses but you normally take them off when you're gaming, you can look at your you can look at your laptop, you look at your PC, look at your phone, and you have the writing big so that you can see it. So let's run through how you set up the drill first. Obviously change the map to Diesel, change the mode to Hardpoint. You don't want any bots at all, just want it to be you. And in the rules you want to change the time limit, just put it up to 15 minutes or something quite long. The score limit really high, 50 points, doesn't really matter. And in advance, reduce the lifetime down to 45 seconds. We don't want to be hanging around for a minute at hardpoint. We don't need to we want it to move along so that we can get the rotations in our head and kind of learn them. So let's dive in. Now Diesel is an interesting map, and especially on Hardpoint, because it's a very tight map. It's very small and the hardpoints are clustered together. So this is going to be a map where controlling the spawns for the next hardpoint is going to be super important. So what you're going to see me talking about and hear me talking about is the idea of, if you can't take a hardpoint, getting yourself set up for the next one. So here we go. So the first hardpoint is right in the middle. It's called Garage on the map, and it's here, right in the middle of the map. There we go. As you can see, you've got not much cover in here, but you can use these barrels in the middle. Now the next hardpoint is in the southwest at Patio, but it's very close indeed. So it's kind of in this direction. So we'll hang around here. Now remember, now in Hardpoint they've kind of made it a little bit easier, because with 10 seconds to go you get a marker that tells you where the next hardpoint is, so you don't have as much as an advantage as you used to if you knew the hardpoints, which in my opinion it spoiled Hardpoint a bit. But let's go to the next one. But as you can see, it's so close. So this is Patio, this is the next one. Now the way that the scoring works in Hardpoint is it's the first to 250 points, and you earn points roughly one every second while you're on the hard point. Your team, it becomes contested, nobody earns any points. If nobody's on the hard point, nobody earns any points. And so if enemies are on the hard point, you've got to kill them to then start earning points. Now after Patio we go down to the pumps, which is kind of back in the northeast of the map, very close to where we just were. So if we start heading off there now, we'll see that's where we started off in the garage, and the pumps just, this is it here, very close, incredibly tight. So again, we've got more options in terms of defending the hard point, but when you're actually on the hard point you're probably going to be tucking in somewhere like this to defend it. Now after pumps we've got Junkyard, which is just up there. So we're going to head on for that. And my rule of thumb with hardpoint, and this depends on the size of the map, is you should stay on a hard point until there's approximately 30 to 20 seconds to go, and it depends on the map how far you've got to go to get the next hard point. And then with 30 or to 20 seconds to go, that's when you should be heading to capture, well, to set yourself up ready for the next hard point. If you're not on the hard point and you're fighting for the hard point, what you should be doing is, as soon as it gets to about 30 seconds to go, you should give up on that hard point and set yourself up to the next one. So as you can see, we're in Junkyard now, and after this one it goes back to the center, it goes back to Garage. So the rotation resets, and we start again. What you tend to find with Call of Duty Hardpoint is, as the game progresses throughout its life cycle over the year, the chances of you getting each map goes down, and it becomes a little bit more difficult to remember the rotation, especially if some maps don't come up very often at all. And that's why having your laptop open or your computer open or your phone open with the list of the hardpoint rotations can just trigger it, and you go, oh right, I know where I'm going to go next. So we're back to So we're back to the middle, and we know after garage we're going to be going to patio. Now let's talk about some situations where, say, you couldn't capture garage. You know, you were spawning and you couldn't capture garage at all. You're battling away and you just can't get it. So with 30 seconds to go, what you should really be doing, you should be heading into positions kind of up here. That way your players will start spawning around you. Now they can still keep going towards garage, but they're also going to be running straight towards patio. So they're going to be in a position to capture it. Also, the next hard point after down in the northeast of the map, down means matter. So again, if we couldn't get patio, we were fighting and we kept getting knocked off it, you could very easily head this way and do this long loop around. So we want to be over there, and when you're doing these loops you really do not want to be engaging enemies, you just want to be dragging the spawns with you. And I would set myself up here. Okay, set myself up here for pumps. The reason being is that after pumps the next hard point is Junkyard. So again, we're setting ourselves up so we can run straight onto this hard point to capture it, but also our friendly's going to be spawning here. We're also set up to run to the next hard point, which is up to Junkyard there. So it's all about that. And the beauty with Hardpoint, the thing that makes it such an exciting game mode, is that even if you're 100 points behind or 150 points behind, there's always a chance that you can catch up by capturing the hard points in order and denying the enemy the hard points. Because in domination you often reach a point where it's basically impossible for you to catch up. You're not going to catch up unless you dominate and capture all 3 flags for the rest of the match, which is very, very difficult to do. However, in Hardpoint you definitely can capture every single hard point, or at least deny the enemy the points from those hard points for several hard points in a row, which means that you can make your way back from a massive deficit. And I've had my most exciting games of Call of Duty on Hardpoint. It's always been Hardpoint, because you get to things where it's 240 versus 240, 230, and everybody's diving onto the Hardpoint, and someone will be trying to set themselves up, and there'll be airstrikes coming in, and trophy systems going off, grenades going off, and it goes 249, 250. It'll be 249, 250, and the hard point will be contested, and you're trying to get the enemy off the hard point, and sometimes you'll end up with a draw. That happens sometimes as well. But even those games, when you lose, they're still incredibly exciting. Right, there we go. So we're back to garage again. So what we'll do, have a look at the list in the description. So let's run through the hard points again. So it starts off here in garage. There we are. Heads up to patio, which is here. Goes back down to pumps, which is here, to the garage, which is here. There we go. So hopefully you found these Hardpoint videos useful. If you have, hit the like button. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe. Run this drill a few times to get you familiar with the rotations. Have the list of rotations open to kind of trigger that that's quite funny. Trigger that memory in your head when you're playing it, and you'll have great fun dominating Hardpoint. Brilliant. That's enough from me, and I will see you again soon.